Do you want to start a junk removal business but you don't have a truck? I'm going to be giving you my tips and strategies on how you can start your junk removal business without a truck. It's Luke here from Mission 0 to 1 Million. I'm here to give you my tips whether you're just short on cash or you just don't fully want to commit to a truck yet. This video is going to be for you, and I'm going to be giving you my tips and strategies on how you can get started without a truck and how you can start booking jobs, making money without owning your own vehicle. If that sounds good, make sure you watch the end of the video because I'm going to be giving you everything all broken down in a layout. All right, let's get into the video. This is actually the strategy that I used when I started my junk removal business. I didn't have a truck. So the first method is it's going to be U-Hauls. What you want to do is you want to basically call U-Haul in advance, book a truck usually 1 week to 2 weeks in advance. That way you have it already scheduled, and in those 2 weeks you're going to basically try to line up as much jobs as you can using all types of free advertising. Or if you want to just set up a business right away, you can set up your Google Ads and start turning on your Google Ads to get incoming calls. And basically what's going to happen when your customers call you, I like to call this job stacking. You're going to stack all the jobs for that day in 2 weeks. You book out 2 days with the truck for 2 weeks in advance. And that way you have a little bit of flexibility for when the customers call you. You can usually put them in on one of those 2 days and you job stack those 2 days. That way you have 2 weeks to really fill those days up. And I'm telling you guys, this is a good way to do it. This is what I did when I first started. And then you go out that day and then you book $1,000, $1,500, $1,600 worth of work, and you're only going to be paying like $100 to $200 in overhead fees for the truck. And it's going to really leverage you to get started without actually having the full commitment of a truck or a trailer right away. But this isn't, you don't want to operate like this forever. This is basically just how you start out, because obviously if you do this all the time, you're going to see that your margins are really getting cut by this, by paying the truck fees. And then in time, you're going to look and see what you've spent and you realize that you could have just bought a truck. But that's the first method, is going to be U-Hauls. U-Hauls are definitely one of the better truck rentals. They can add up though if you gotta do a lot of driving. They're like 69 cents a kilometer. There you go, that's better. Had to put the sunglasses on. Next method is gonna be, obviously, this is an obvious one, but if you have any buddies, friends, your dad, anyone with a truck, basically work a deal out with them where you can either borrow it and pay them a fee for the day, or just pay them to be the driver for the day. And then same thing, you book jobs in advance. And this is what I also did when I started too. The days I couldn't get U-Hauls, I would have a buddy or call up my friend and I would pay them, like $100 a day for the truck and then pay them on time. And it usually worked out pretty good. But again, these are just ways that you just want to start, get your foot in the door, and that way you can this can leverage you to get your truck. These are just stepping stones basically to get you into your business full time, because eventually you do want to get your own truck, because that's where you can really make a lot more money when you're not paying a lot of that overhead. But these are great ways just to start, get making money, and then see if this business is for you before you totally commit and jump in. Or maybe you just want to do this business as a side hustle and make an extra, 10, 15, 20 grand a year just on the side, booking truck rentals out every now and then and scheduling jobs. That's also another great way. This is a good side hustle too. Even if you don't want to do full time, it's just something that you can make a little bit extra cash on the side. And the work really isn't that hard. If you can go up and down stairs and carry a couple boxes and know how to move a couch without being an idiot and putting it through someone's wall, then, you can make some good money with this. Okay, moving on to the next method. It's going to be, if you have a truck and say it's just not big enough, say it's a 4-foot box or just like one of those 5.5-foot boxes and they're just kind of useless, you can't put anything in it. Same thing. You can go to U-Haul, you can rent trailers for, I believe it's like anywhere from like $39 to like $60 a day. And basically you can make templates out of plywood and build that trailer up so it has higher sidewalls in it, and just screw it together with 2x4 so you can just unscrew it at the end of the day. And right away you went from having a pickup truck box to basically an 8 to 10 yard trailer that you can easily disassemble and assemble to build up, so that way you get jobs and you can charge more money. And that's how you make more money too, is you want to fit more jobs into one load. If you have a smaller truck, you're obviously going to have to do more trips to the dump, landfill. It's going to cost you time, gas, and labor. Also, if you have another guy in the truck, it's just going to make your expenses more. So at least that way, if you do this, you can build that trailer up. You'll have a 10-yard trailer. You're only paying $60 a day for, and you can fit like 2, 3, 4 jobs depending on the size, and you're also going to make more money. So that's the other method if you do have a truck but you just don't have the trailer or a big enough box to where you can take on a full estate clean out or one of those bigger junk jobs, because those are where, again, that's where I can't stress enough, those are where the money is made, in those big junk jobs. Nobody wants to just go pick up 2 garbage bags for $50 all day long. Next method is going to be, if you want to pursue this full time, you can go to companies like Discount, Enterprise, Penske. and you can take on a truck rental. You do have to set up a corporate business account with them. This is the next step that I did when I started my business. Is I basically rented an enterprise truck for the first 2 years, essentially. And the nice thing about that is you can hand it back anytime. You're not in a contract. So as long as you can pay that monthly amount, it was about $1,300 a month is what I paid. I know it's expensive, but you're totally covered and you hand it back anytime. So like I said, if you're a little bit leery on taking on a new truck and having truck payments and say the business doesn't work out, you don't have to do that. You just take on these short-term rentals, and that way, say if it's not working out, you just hand the truck back, you know, you move on, you try again, whatever, you move on to something else. It is what it is. At least that way your commitment, you're not locked into a 5-year commitment. But anyways, so yeah, you set up a corporate account with Enterprise, you get a truck on the commercial side, and then that way you start using that truck. And my last method is, a lot of guys might not like this. I know I've seen some YouTube videos of guys talking about this, but you could basically broker the deal. You could go and contact junk removal guys. You could get their prices, and if you're not started yet, you can still set up Google your ads, and basically when you get calls, you can basically broker the deal, and you can send those junk guys to these jobs, and you're going to basically just peel your price off the top and then pay these junk guys. That's another way to do it. Obviously, you're not going to be making as much money, but the thing is, you don't need new equipment. You're just basically brokering the deal. You're being the middleman. It's another way to get started, and that way, like I said, you can get all these jobs and then just broker it. You make money. You don't even have to go. But like I said, obviously, you're going to make more money if you're going to these jobs with your own equipment. But this is just a way how, if you get set up and you start running your Google ads and getting calls and you don't have a truck yet, or you say you get jammed and you can't get a truck, then you can kind of leverage these other junk removal companies, sub out the job. That way it still doesn't look bad on you and doesn't look like you were a no-show, or you flagged, or you ghosted, whatever. At least that way you still help out the customer. They get served, you still make a little bit of money, and also you work with other local junk removal guys in your area. You build that relationship. That's my last method on how you can basically start a junk removal business without a truck. And I hope you guys find this video valuable. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, as I'm trying to grow this channel out and help other junk removal business owners, giving them my tips and strategies on what worked for me, and just trying to give back. Right, we'll talk to you soon, and check out the other videos.